So I want to check in a little bit on the whole dry November video that I made like 2 months ago in November, and just kind of chat about how cutting down on my alcohol consumption was going and how it affected me and if I enjoyed it and just my general thoughts, because I said at the end of that video that I would do a little check-in in a while, and so this is it basically. So I cut out alcohol mostly because I just had a really bad hangover and it turned me off being able to drink at my 21st and nights out and things like that. I just wasn't really able to drink. It made me feel really sick even to just think about it. So that's the main reason that I cut down on it. I didn't cut it out altogether because I knew I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. I didn't have to cut it out, and if the opportunity came up and I wanted to drink, that I could, and I could enjoy it and it wasn't a risk to me. But I wanted to kind of talk like more about when I did give it up, how I felt. So there is this whole kind of idea in Irish culture that if you're not drinking, there's something wrong with you, you're on antibiotics, you're driving, or that you have a really bad past with alcohol. Something like that. Everyone assumes that's some kind of trauma or responsibility and they can't really understand it. Luckily that wasn't really my experience. I was going out with my friends and just drinking red lemonade, and I was really happy with that, and no one really said anything to me. Or if they asked me what I was drinking and I just said red lemonade, they'd be like, oh, so you're not like drinking, and I'd be like, no, just sober tonight. And it was actually quite fun because I didn't realize how worried I would get about being drunk, which it's not that I did it very often. Like I would go through phases with my friends where like during summer we would happen to see each other more and socialize more and have more free time for each other, and so we would drink it a little bit more often, but it wasn't like I was drinking all day every day. It was never an issue. So I just realized that I was always worried when I was drunk that I was doing something stupid or saying something stupid or that people were looking down on me. And it was kind of nice when I was out to have that control and feel like I didn't have to worry about myself, worry about how I was acting, how I was speaking or anything like that, and I was still able to enjoy it and have good memories afterwards. And yeah, I just think that that was really important for me to realize that I was actually always kind of paranoid when I was drunk, and that I'm aware of the fact that I used to often shut up when I was drinking and just like sit down and say nothing because I was worried about saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. So it was nice to not have to worry about that when I was out with my friends. We were at a work festival thing, we were like catering for it, and there was mulled Guinness, and I drank a lot of that, but I would wait until later in the day so it was less alcoholic. And the one day that I didn't, I kind of had it a little bit earlier because it was really like warm. It was like hot mulled Guinness and it tasted really nice, and it was absolutely freezing where we were working, so it was something really warm for me to hold and drink. So I really loved it and it tasted really nice and Christmassy. And then I think it was the second day I was drinking it and I realized it was really alcoholic, and I got really uncomfortable with the thought of drinking alcohol in work because again, I'm really paranoid about how I am when I'm drinking. So to be that paranoid in work, it was just a really uncomfortable feeling. So I don't think I actually finished the mulled wine that night, and then I realized for the next few days that I would just have to wait until later on in the evening to start drinking it, until I could like not taste the alcohol at all basically. So that was fine, and I still really enjoyed drinking it, and I didn't feel bad about drinking it because it wasn't really alcoholic. Yeah, so then moving on to kind of later December, it was two of my friends joined 21st, so I knew I was gonna have a drink, and I had a bottle of wine and I drank just about half of it, maybe a little bit less, and then I left it, which is something that I used to never do because I would see that as wasting the rest of the wine. So, because I knew I wasn't going to drink it in the next few days, so if I didn't drink it that night, I was wasting it. So I was proud of myself for leaving it there, and anyone who wanted it could have taken it. I don't think anyone did. It was gone the next day, but I don't know if it was taken by someone at the party or cleaned up or what the story was. And that was over like a couple of hours that I drank. It was about 3 glasses of wine, 3 smaller sized glasses of wine. And I was diluting it, and I was having other non-alcoholic drinks. So it was kind of evening things out. So I didn't get really drunk, I got a little bit tipsy, and I was completely okay with that. So I was really proud of myself for that. And then next time I drank was Christmas Day, and I had 2 glasses of wine, and it hit me really hard, and I just sat down at the kitchen table and didn't move until I felt a bit more sober, because the paranoia and the fear of saying we were doing something stupid came back, and I was with my family, so it was twice as bad. I was twice as afraid. So it was really interesting to see that I was actually really worried about it. And this was something that I never realized about myself until I gave up drink. So then I had 2 drinks, Stevens's Day, and again they hit me really hard, but I was kind of a bit more chill because there was less going on. And then New Year's was really weird because I drank a whole like naggin of Captain Morgan's and still felt completely sober. It was really weird. I know I did drink it. I started drinking it at I think 7 or 8 o'clock and then finished it at about 11, and I really paced myself. I mixed it really well. I had something in my stomach beforehand, and also when I was like most of the way through it, I had a bottle of kombucha, so that probably like balanced it out. Also, I did start drinking kombucha when I wasn't drinking alcohol, so that's a new kind of habit I picked up. So it was just really weird, and yeah, I just did not get drunk on New Year's. I had a moment of feeling tipsy. Literally, I went to the bathroom and I kind of, you know, when you have that like whew kind of second in your head and you're like, oh, I'm a bit tipsy, and that was it. For the rest of the night I still felt sober. So I kind of felt like I wasted my money by getting the Captain Morgan's, but I'd say it probably did have some effect on me. I just didn't really feel it. And yeah, so that brings me up to now, because it's like the 3rd of January, and yeah, I'm actually really proud of myself for, not that it would be hard for me to stop drinking, but that I didn't feel under pressure in these social situations to drink and to keep up with everyone else. And yeah, that's just where I'm really proud of myself. So I would very much encourage everyone to give up alcohol for a while and see how you go with it. I did like give up alcohol for about a month, bar the mulled wine, because I'm not really counting that because it was so low alcohol when I was drinking it, and I didn't want to drink it alcoholically. If they had a non-alcoholic one, I would have preferred that, but they didn't, so I just had to wait until the alcohol was absorbed, like it heated up too much and it was gone. So yeah, I also have gone months without drinking, so I know that I can do that, but I would encourage everyone to also go out with your friends who are drinking and to not drink, and see if you can do it if you're under too much pressure, and to kind of reevaluate your relationship with alcohol if you need to. And that is my update on that November.